Yeah, sorry about that. Heidi ho neighbors, Radio Goji here, and welcome to Let's Play Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy. This is the, when the, was supposed to be my original super comeback, special comeback thing. But I, absolutely failed at doing it all in one run. I was close, but, I'm actually gonna, try it again. But this time I'm actually going to divide up into parts. The main reason I basically just, I'm starting to do this on a whim, mainly because of, if you haven't seen the nice little update video I did, Kamen Rider Climax Heroes O's is currently on hiatus due to technical problems. Once I get that sorted out, I will start that up again, but, for now I'm trying to at least temporarily fill in the gap. Basically, as you can see, the story is going on here. I just didn't want to sit and make an introduction video. Didn't really feel like it, so I'm just talking through it. Basically, the introduction has just described that Dr. Wily's 4 attempts to defeat Mega Man in the Game Boy games have failed, and the world is at peace, but then this guy named Terra shows up, and Mega Man's Mega Buster can't do anything on him, and he gets basically defeated. And then a few hours later, the world was attacked by warrior robots from space. They're called the Space Droids. They're called the Space Droids in the U.S. version. They're called the Stardroids in the U.S. version, rather. They're called the Starlords, I believe, in the Japanese version. In fact, in the Japanese version, Terra's name is just Earth. As you'll see, all of the robot masters in the game are named after planets. I know I'm just basically talking over what's going on here, but basically, Mega Man gets a new, more powerful weapon called the Mega Arm, which is kind of a rocket punch. So, that's kind of cool. Mega Man has a rocket punch. Rocket punches are always cool. Now, while I do normally just do games that I own, as I've said many times, Jetman was the only exception, because Jetman was kind of sort of on a whim as well, and that's one I don't actually own, but it's, it's an old Famicom game that they're not going to care about. Technically, I do own this game. However, I own the Japanese version of it, Rockman World 5. I picked it up at Otakon for like $80. I had wanted to play the game, or find the game someplace, hopefully I would have, come upon the game at some point. Major cities. I was kind of hoping that one day I might find it, and I found the Japanese version at Otakon. I'm like, the US version is fairly rare anyway, so I figure I may as well just get this one while I have the chance. And I did pick it up for like $80 from a vendor at Otakon. Oh, we also have a cat. His name is Tango. I'm barely going to be using Tango because he kind of sucks, but I'll show you what he does later. Also, we have an item replicator where we will be able to buy items and such from Dr. Light. So let's get started here. We got Mercury, Venus, Neptune, and Mars to start with. And I always start with Mercury. Because, for me, I guess he's the easiest to beat with the Mega Buster, or the Mega Arm. As I said in my Mega Man 3 playthrough, I normally call the uncharged shot just the arm cannon, whereas the Mega Buster is the charged shot. And I guess technically, we don't have the Mega Buster at all. Also, I love the music in this game. It's not as memorable as many other tunes from like the NES games and whatnot, but they basically they came up with all new Robot Masters and stuff, so they had to come up with, you know, all new songs and whatnot, and the songs that they came up with were, for the most part, really good, and, so there you go. I think the only exception to this was in Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy. They actually changed all of the music around. These are P chips. I think a little one is worth 2 and a large one is worth... well, we picked up a large... yeah. No, it's a small one is worth 2 and a large one is worth 8. That's what it is. And I guess I must have picked up another one along the way. But yeah, anyway, I figured, you know, I may as well pay the $80 for it. I had $80 on me at the time, and I'm like, there you go. My friends and I looked on. We went back to me and my friend go every year, and we have a friend of ours who lives like just outside of Baltimore, so we just, you know, stay at his place. We usually stay at his place the night before the Sunday night, so we don't have to like go back home right after the convention, because that's a little arduous. But in any case, when we were back at his house, I don't want to fight you again. When we were back at his house on the Sunday, we actually looked it up on eBay, and the Japanese version wasn't going for the actual American version wasn't going for much cheaper on eBay. So I basically paid, you know, asking eBay price for this game. And the only difference between the Japanese version and the American version truly is that, like, a few names of certain robots are changed. The Stardroids are called the Starlords, or the Space Lords. I mean, they're the Space Lords, actually, now that I think about it. Terra is called Earth, and there's like one of the weapons, or one of the bosses is called something different, and I'll point that out when we get to him. And also the weapon that we're going to be getting from Mercury is called something different in Japan. So you have those little moving floor. It's kind of like a Dustman stage in Mega Man 4, the original Mega Man 4. I mean, actually, as far as the Game Boy games are concerned, Dustman was in Mega Man 3. Some nice little trivia to know there. I just noticed my volume is fairly low right now. The reason for this being is I just basically came off the heels of recording Zelda 2, as well as attempting to record Climax Heroes and failing at that utterly. But I don't know. If it doesn't come up, I'll try to, like, you know, turn up the volume or something like that. It's only gonna be for this part. Like I said, the main reason it's so low right now is because my NES emulator is loud, and quite frankly, I'm not even gonna go for that E-Tank because I'm gonna hit spikes and die, like happens to me every time there. But yeah, if I hadn't turned down the volume, Zelda 2 would have been really, really loud. And I just, you know, kind of forgot to turn the volume down. Volume back up. I wasn't really planning on it in the first place, and I just kind of went into playing Mega Man. So there you go. But we have made it to Mercury. The microphone's close enough to the speaker to pick up the sound fairly well, I guess. Now, if you can get into a rhythm with him, Mercury is actually very, very easy, and basically, if you hit him, he won't attack you, kind of thing. And if I'm lucky, I can actually beat him without getting hit at all. It's just you have to find the right rhythm and be in the zone, I guess. Because I pretty much know his pattern, which is, you know, actually a big shock for me. Because I'm usually not overly great at picking up on enemy patterns. Yeah, and more often than not, I'll land on that center blob there. But that's okay. As with most Mega Man games, when I fight the Robot Masters, more often than not, I'll just, more often than not, I'll, well, you know, not die purposefully, but I won't sweat it if I get killed the first time if I still have lives, because then I'll be able to go into the battle with more lives, and now I'm actually sucking more than I was when I fought him last. Actually, that works fairly well, not jumping forward, but just jumping over him as he comes toward you. Standing right about here. Yeah, that'll work. And you just jump over the little blobs. I think it's kind of like more like oh, I guess he's made of mercury, so he can, like, you know, melt into blobs and reform himself like the T-1000 or something like that. I think that's kind of what they were going with because his name is Mercury, but I don't see what that has to do with his weapon, because you don't shoot blobs or anything against a weapon. It's actually the thing that he hit me with when I first came into the room that took away that P chip there. I don't know if you noticed that, but like the P chip came out. I forget what it's called at the moment, but this is the we'll see what it's called when it pops up. I think it's like the Grab Buster. Or Grab Buster or Grab Blaster. And then, like, in Japan, it was, like, instead of Grab, it was Snatch. Yeah, see, it took out a power-up there. But we got him. So, all is well. So yeah, next time I'll make sure to have the volume up. I mean, the sound still, I can see the sound still registers on Audacity just fine, but yeah. I think it is this Grab Buster. Yep. As you saw in the little demonstration there, anytime it hits an enemy, it will take an item from him. But we'll see more of that in action in the next part. Let's go back to. Let's just go to the stage select for now. I'll show off Light's Lab in the next part. But basically, yeah, the in the Japanese version it was called the Snatch Buster. So on that note, what the Grab Buster was called in Japan, I'm gonna go ahead and call the video here, and next time we're gonna go ahead and take on Neptune. I've been Radio Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?